You ever run across a video that looks like this? Or maybe this? Or maybe one of these? It's become a very hot topic on YouTube and social media in general. The landscape of being a creator has changed a lot the last few years, and honestly it feels like it changes more and more every day. But most recently, a lot of eyes have been going towards one man, or really one company now, in Mr. Beast, wondering if they have actually had negative effects on the kind of content that we see on social media now. The tactics that they use, like fake ad scrolling bars in their videos, and their more than questionable recent business dealings with Logan Paul and KSI. And along with this attention-grabbing content is the ever-growing popularity of short-form content like Reels and Shorts that now seem to have taken the attention spans away from all of us, where it's now common for us to scroll for hours while remembering almost none of what we just watched. Dr. Gloria Mark spoke on this topic on her podcast, Speaking of Psychology.
So imagine if you're writing a chapter and you suddenly stop what you're doing and you switch and do something else, and then you come back to it. It's going to take you some time to reconstruct. What was I writing? What was the topic I was thinking about? What were the words I was using? That takes a bit of time. And so we incur these switch costs throughout the day as we're switching our attention.
These switch costs, or in other words, the time, energy, or motivation we lose when going from one thing to another, have become more and more relevant to our everyday lives. Personally, I used to fill my empty time playing video games, binging a TV show, or going on a run. Now I find myself going straight for my phone whenever there's nothing to do. As time has gone on, I've become more reliant on consuming content. It's created this inherent dependency for me to maximize every single second that I have to an infinite content consuming loop. And honestly, I don't like this. I find much more enjoyment from working on videos or watching a show or doing something that I can draw some sort of fulfillment from. For example, if I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, then more than likely, I'm going to finish the movie. Once I finish it, if I enjoyed it or if it really sucked, I'm going to want to talk to someone about it. I'll talk with the person that I watched it with, or I'll text a few friends or family to see if they've seen it so that I can talk about it with them, or so I can give it as a recommendation. On the flip side of this, if I sit down and scroll shorts or reels or whatever for an hour and a half, then once I'm done with that, what will I have to talk about? What kind of discussions will come from all of that consumption? And how many of those hundreds of videos that I sent to my friends will actually end up being watched? But for me, there's an even more important question. What impact will be left afterwards? I enjoy making videos and creating things. So if I spend all of these hours of my free time sitting and scrolling and watching what everyone else is creating, then how much time have I taken away from myself from actually creating something? How many opportunities have I missed because of the time that I've spent scrolling? This isn't even beginning to mention how I find myself looking for ways to become motivated, and then before I know it, the day is already over. If I had just started, then the project would have probably already been done. These questions might be useless to ask, because we can't reverse time. We can't go back and stop ourselves from making the decisions that have led us to where we are today. But what we can do is decide where we want our future to be. We can make the decision that could change our lives right now, and we would have no way of even knowing it. So, will you keep scrolling, or will you change your habits? Well, if you decide to keep scrolling for a while longer, then you should subscribe. This is my first video like this, so let me know if you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching.